In this Daily Cyber, what I'm going to do is catch you up on what I've been working on and some of the things that I'm focused on for this quarter of 2020. So let's hack at it. Okay, so let me catch you up with what's been going on, what I've been working on, and how does this all translate into cybersecurity and kind of the focus of Daily Cyber and where it's going. So over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've been working on a lot of different areas. One, improving the video and improving the quality of the video, both my solo kind of discussions and the podcast, as well as looking at how I can improve the video for the interviews for the people that I'm interviewing. And I've got more people connecting with me for interviews. So I really appreciate that. I got to start reaching out and start connecting with more people. I'm finding, I'm very appreciative that I'm getting a lot of experts in the United States. I also want to talk to people in Canada, in my kind of local country, and experts. And I'm finding the American market is more open to have discussions online through podcasts. I find the Canadian market is a little bit more conservative, and I don't know why. This is just what I'm finding right now. It's more that these companies will have to go through processes, and they want to get confirmation from the marketing team, and then they have the certain criteria that they need to say. And I find that for the Canadian market, for the American market, these guys just want to go. They just want to talk, right? And they want to provide value, information, talk about their products, talk about their service, what are they working on, what's the new technology. So I'm working on trying to break into the Canadian market and kind of share what we're doing on our side, right? So I'm really excited about that and working on that. And that's why I want to get better video quality, both on the kind of conference like Zoom or Skype, which I just got Skype released today. Now I have access to that. So I'm going to be testing between Zoom and Skype and seeing which one is better when it comes to video. I found there's more challenges with Zoom than there needs to be. One, with the video quality. Two, with the audio recording and it's slipping, which means that the audio and the video are not matching up. So it looks like an old kind of martial arts movie where they're dubbing over the Chinese or Japanese speaking actors, and it's English dubbing and the mouth is moving, but the actual dialogue is off the sync of the mouth, so it doesn't look like they're actually speaking right at the same time. So I'm sure you've seen this in movies. That's what I was finding with the video. So what I was doing was a workaround was I was recording locally into my H6 device and to a camera to be able to get the best quality on my side, and then work with the video from Zoom and the audio from Zoom from the people that I'm interviewing. So I'm just working on that to see how I can work around that and get the best quality. It might come to the point where I transfer over to Skype, but I'll let you know what I'm working on. You'll see it through the videos and the quality. What else I've been working on? Daily Cyber. I'm really working on growing this out. There's a few things that I'm working on, especially when I'm now doing interviews now for myself for potential positions. I've interviewed for a couple positions already. Gone through a few stages of the interview process, just waiting to hear back. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to get more exposure to the industry. And then, to be honest with you, I want to work with a great company. I want to work, get more exposure to the industry, technologies, connections, channel partners, working with clients, kind of be in the trenches to see what's going on, to kind of see what's happening. Because being outside like I am right now currently, I do work with clients here and there, but it's more small companies, solo entrepreneurs, small companies, and I don't get that exposure to mid-sized companies, to even larger organizations, just because they're not going to connect with a solo entrepreneur. A lot of times they're more looking to work with MSSPs or VARs, or value-added resellers, and they want to work with them because they have a little bit of a bench, they have the insurance and all that. And I'm not looking at to provide services. I'm just looking at provide consulting and cybersecurity awareness training, things along that line. But I know one of my skills is sales, and working on connecting with people, building up relationships, and really kind of providing the best product or service that I can through the vehicles that I may have access to. So that's kind of what I'm looking at and working towards, and the companies that I'm interviewing for, it has a good relationship that way. So we'll see how it pans out. I'll keep you up to date. One great thing about this, the companies that I've been interviewing with are really supportive about the podcast. So a few of them that I've interviewed with already, looking at potentially how the integration process would work with the podcast and with them, with the product and services, as well as the interviews. So a lot of great things going on. And I just want to keep you up to date with what that's going on and how that's going to relate to cybersecurity and what's going on with the Daily Cyber, my focus in cybersecurity and providing cybersecurity information and the value. I'll still be doing interviews. I'm actually start incorporating the news and what's going on in the news. I just haven't had time to do it. Just a lot on my plate, a lot to do list, and I'm kind of on my own right now. So I'm going to be looking at articles and what's going on in the news each day, each week. The podcast will be going down to, I think, weekly, just because of the focus and the time restraints that I'll have to do it. So I'm going to probably go down to weekly and start interviewing people, as much as I can through the week. And let me just put it this way. Thank you so much for everyone that's submitting a form or asking to be a guest on my podcast. Keep doing that. Tell your colleagues, your friends, anyone that's in the industry. I'm so appreciated, because I'm just getting more and more people that's asking, and I've got over the next, I think, couple weeks, I got people booked already. So it's amazing to be able to do that and have those conversations. In the industry, you're probably seeing right now online that the RSA conference is going on. This year, I wasn't able to go. Kind of limitations on financial restrictions for me to be able to get the flight, hotel, pay for the conference, things like that. So I'm working on, this is another reason why I'm working with a company, is to get that type of exposure as well to the conferences. And through the relationship, of course, my sweat equity and building, bringing in logos and helping them, having the access to be able to go to these events and all that, and market, myself, the podcast, and potentially if the relationship goes well, depending on the company that I work with as well. So this is one of the ways that I was looking at sponsorship too, is that working with a company, they would be that sponsor for the podcast. So, and moving forward, if that came to fruition, then it would be like, this podcast is brought to you by company XYZ. So that's why I'm really kind of doing this, is because I really want to grow this. And I think from what I've been hearing, from the feedback, from the people that have been asking me, they're asking for this information, what's going on in the industry, from certifications to breaking into the industry and transitioning, to technologies and solutions, to what are companies and professionals looking at, what are manufacturers saying, kind of right across the board. And these are the things that when I worked with Go Secure and I worked at Zayden Group, these conversations were constantly ongoing. So that's another reason why I want to jump into the industry again, not just on my own like I'm doing right now, and having a little bit more of an outside view. I really want to get into the trenches with a company who have internal team, who have channel partners and things along that line, so that I can have those discussions and discuss them. Of course, not breaching confidentiality or anything that's part of a non-disclosure agreement, but things that are going to be public, things that are going out. Like, for example, I see things like with Trend Micro. There's a lot of things where they're talking about email security and cloud security. I saw with, was it Cisco? Same thing. They were talking about cloud security just recently, and they're, a big push on, looking at it on the infrastructure level. I spoke to someone on Monday. They were talking about security for migration of cloud. So there's all these great things that are going on in the industry, and I want to cover those like you would get almost like a news bulletin. I want to cover those and really kind of go a deep dive or high level overview, and then a deep dive on the ones that you guys are interested in, to be able to discuss, what's What are these technologies? Why are they being kind of pushed and promoted? What are the challenges and the risks that they're solving? And then kind of what do you need to know? And things that I'm hearing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong and comment below, is that they're asking about, like, people are asking about what's the budget, like, what's the cost of it? You know, does it work with different technologies, and does it, you know, work well or work nice with other technologies? What's the resources needed to maintain it, right? Is it something that they can just set up and just let it go, or is it something that they need multiple resources to maintain it? What else have I been hearing? What's the life cycle of it, in the sense of, you know, how long is it going to last? Is it going to be like a 1-year thing and then constant, like, have to get into new hardware or software? Of course, with patches and things like that, it's always updating. But say there's, you know, there's version 1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and it's all these updates. But then there's version 2 that you have to rebuy this whole new technology, right? So things like that I've been listening and hearing about. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it right now off the top of my head. But again, comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback and comments. What else has been going on this week? That's about it, I think, for this Daily Cyber. Just want to keep you up to date of what I'm working on. I'm going to get back into a little bit more of a steady format of kind of what's going to be covered, kind of what's going on, and starting next week. And the reason why that is just I need to kind of figure some things out, get some things cleaned up this week, last week and this week, to make sure that I can continue and keep moving forward to expand the Daily Cyber Podcast and just provide as much value as I can. So I wanted just to give you that update. I want to say thank you so much for watching, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to iTunes, as well as if you're watching on video on YouTube. I'm really kind of helping to grow the community as much as possible. This is going to help with the exposure. It's going to help with sharing it out as well. If you would like to be interviewed, go to dailycyber.ca. Want to be a guest will be on the top. Just click on that and just kind of fill out the form and then book yourself in. Because I want to interview as many people as I can, just to get that insight of what's going on in the industry, what people think, and just, you know, keep going with the conversation. So that's it for today's Daily Cyber. I just want to remind you, don't forget, software is hackable, being connected vulnerable. I'll see you next Daily Cyber.